Start spreading. Now that's in my head. Okay, I am going to call the Thursday, November 6th, 2025 Highway Parks and Recreation Committee meeting to order. Let's see, what do we have? We have minutes. We have I'm all over the place today. Who do we have here? We have Linda. We have Courtney. Lena, Kara, and Kelly. All right.
And Bill called in.
Bill is just going to be a few minutes late, so we'll put Bill in parentheses on the second. Okay, we have minutes to approve. May I have a motion for the approval of the October 2nd, 2025 Highway Parks and Recreation meeting minutes, please?
Motion.
And a second,
Second.
and all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, those minutes are approved. It doesn't look like we have anyone here for public comment. Did anybody receive anything? No? Okay. Okay. Let's go, Ray.
Great. Number one is our regular highway crews, trees, residents requests, some patching, identified areas, some potholes, trying to get them bumped up before you turn. Basin repairs and small drainage projects. Over the last few weeks, we fixed the end section and relieved the water over at the library across the street. Just some of the ones we do.
Is that the digging?
Yeah, so we've had issues with the manhole in the parking lot and it identified down here, so we rectified that problem and all's good to go over there. Number two, parks crews been working in various parks, cleaning up, leaves, still mowing. Of all the town facilities, soccer has ended, so they were lining the fields, but that is over right now. Leaf cleanup in all the boulevards and just all our park areas and facilities. So always a busy time right now to do that. Charlie has been giving him a good shout out. He's been working hard to close up all the facilities and winterize everything. Coordinated with Lori and Courtney over what groups were done. Pretty much everybody is wrapped up now, so he's working his way through and doing all the facilities. When he does finish winterizing soccer, we're marking out all of the sprinkler heads, and the parks crews will be overseeing all the fields at soccer, all 6 fields. So we're looking forward to doing that before the weather changes too bad. Number 3, basketball courts. The new backboards that were approved last month have been ordered. That partially half of them were paid for by the Niskayuna Community Foundation. Thanks to Lori, got us some money. So
What's supposed to come in?
what's that?
The backboards.
We ordered them, so whenever they're shipped, hopefully, our plan is to get them in before winter if we can hold out.
Oh, okay.
And so that everything, and that will complete 100% makeover on all of the basketball courts. That'd be nice. Mohawk Park discussion. I know you've reached out a few times to order some of that equipment, so I do have a few items that I got new quotes on from the original list.
Okay, how far? Are we?
And if we can move forward on that, I'll get them to Elena.
Oh, Stack's office again. It's not him now, it's the Ways and Means Committee, so that's who we're waiting on. I don't know why.
So every time that, I know we had like an initial okay on this, but before we start purchasing these, I have the ones that are on contract and very easy, can go through the process. We just want to make sure that we can do that because the prices go up every month. And I would imagine after the first of the year, pretty much any vendor that we buy equipment from is saying 10 to 20% increase. So I'm hoping that's not true, but every month that we fall behind on these, it seems to cost us more money. So hopefully, if you can get that okay, I have a few ready to go, not everything that was on the list, but if we can get a few pushed through, it will
Yeah.
be a savings in the end. Material bids, so, legals will go in the paper on November 17th. Bid opening is on December 4th. That will give us time to review and, accept them, for the December, town board meeting. So this is, some services, yard waste. It'll give us, an idea of any increases in yard waste disposal or that. It'll give us, rocks, gravels, for both public, us and water and sewer. So, because our current contract ends January 1st, so we need to be able to buy commodities going forward. So we did put hopefully the 3-year clause in there again. So hopefully things stay steady. We are still enjoying 22 prices currently, so that's a big savings for us.
A lot of the stuff is on new.
Yeah, so, and you know how much stuff has gone up in 3 years, so they've held for us and we've enjoyed it, but now we're gonna have to look at hard numbers, so. Hopefully that all comes out well. Town hall, reviewing the quotes for the cleaning and mitigation. We've talked about this before. We felt it'd be best to wait till the roofing project is done to move forward with that. So that's
It
where
should be
we're
done pretty quickly. They're
Yep.
gonna finish the last piece
right.
this weekend.
This weekend is what they told me. or-
They're the balcony area. It's like-
Yeah, they're coming after 12, so I'm gonna go drive.
But we gotta set up a post meeting with them.
I did remind him about the paw painter on the windows, and he's gonna quote that. He's gonna do a quote. I checked with him yesterday on that.
Well, we need to speak to them about the gutters.
Yes, he's gonna add that in too because of the way they are. They're not joined at the,
Well, it's our understanding some of the gutters got bent and
okay.
that need to be straightened that happened during
I
their
think
work.
his issue though, we were asking him about the water wall that comes down when it rains. And he said the reason they see for that is that the pieces of the gutter were never anchored to the building correctly. So they've come away and they've come apart and the water just pours over the edge of them.
And
So
that
that
there's
was-
some truth to that. I don't know of all of it, but there is some truth to that because there was some seams that were buckled.
Back, I'm just reading.
We have some over here too, that was that was identified when the failure on the deck in the front was actually partially contributed. So there may be a combination there. Maybe he'll help with, what was said. Maybe something got moved when he was there, but there definitely over the years have been an identification of some seams opening or sagging and letting the water flip off of it.
Right.
So maybe it can be a combination of both.
Yeah.
Because the heat is on, everything's getting circulated through.
Do you want to put that on for this
I
one?
do.
So
So that
you'll
we
give at least that part of it to Elena
She's
so that
got it, yeah.
okay.
set. Yeah, it's on the
Oh, it's on the agenda.
It is, it's
Yeah.
already in there.
No, I have that on the agenda. I thought you meant I had the backup one.
I have it.
And then, so that's just duct cleaning and then the remediation will be for the next
Yes.
month. And
Right, because you mentioned.
Yep.
Because
Charlie's ordering up the tiles and
That'd be so exciting.
And also, when you meet with the roofers for your post, whatever interview, they had wanted to check that on that particular spot about where you're putting.
and they met with
Charlie.
Charlie about the
Yep.
drain. I know that because I set it up between the two of them.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So hopefully we're in a good spot. I had Charlie order some ceiling tiles so that we can do our stuff down here. And along with the mitigation upstairs, so if we're gonna do the duct cleaning this month, that'll be a good move. Cause it is circulating now, so that will be a good. Yard waste. Pickup fire, so the crews are out doing loose leaf right now. We completed, zone 1, zone 2. This 2 and 3 is this week, so they're finishing that up over the next couple of days, doing, county roads. So, the random pickup of the garbage truck, so anybody who cans and barrels, that will be going to November 28th, of the first heavy snowfall. We've been putting 3 trucks out on certain days when we have enough staff to do so. And, quite a large amount of piles we have, so it's coming. I know the wind is a challenge. I know there's still leaves on the trees, but if they get them out there, we're picking them up. And thank you to Lori and Courtney for posting stuff on their website. I think it helps. I definitely a notice of changing phone calls and just generalization of, so their efforts are greatly appreciated. And it's helping, so. Thank you. Number 8 is purchase a skid steer attachment. So this is something that was on 2026, submitted for equipment purchase. Through the sales of surplus, we surpassed, what we were assuming we were gonna bring in for last year. So I sat with Aaron and Aaron said that, to avoid having to cut this off the list for 2026 due to budgetary stuff. If there was enough money in my surplus sales to cover this, we've reached that quota now. So
It's on 25 budget.
yes, it's coming out of 25 surplus returns, so. Cause we exceeded what we thought we were gonna bring in, and there's enough to cover this, so. Another example of finding ways to get things that we need without just adding it to as a number, so. Thank you.
You've been great about getting the money for our surplus stuff, too. Yeah, like we've been good luck.
We have that really good luck. So, with that, the only thing for resolution is, purchase of the skid steer attachment, and I have some pieces of equipment for Mohawk if you can get me kind of an okay on that.
Still haven't got much then.
And with the STEC grant for baseball, I'm itemizing, working with Phil to, line up all his quotes and stuff for work to be done, to align with our purchasing policy. So I'm working with him. I spoke to him a few times. He sent me some more information for me to make a spreadsheet to kind of explain how we're gonna do that.
Did he say anything about the lights? I emailed him,
He
but I
did.
can't remember what he said about it.
He didn't, he had a lot to say, but that wasn't one of them.
Always has we're trying to get Laura to help the National Grid rebates for the, transition to LEDs. That ends at the end of this year, so we're trying to help baseball. But the part that I haven't got an answer on is whether or not they think we're buying the lights or they're buying the lights. So I'm like, I don't know if that was supposed to come out of this stack money or if that was something they were already gonna do and we're just gonna try to get a rebate back for them if we can. Laura offered to help. So that's the only other thing that I feel like we have to move quickly on just to make sure we get the rebate back. But the only other thing I had for highway, and it's great timing because yesterday was the great sign cleanup of this election season. And I've talked to a lot of people about really tightening up the way that we're allowing signs on public property around here. It looks absolutely terrible. The wind started to pick up on a couple of the days and they were all over the roads. They bent over, the stakes get broken, they get thrown about. We also had a bunch of really disturbing signs put out front that were just handmade and inappropriate. And if we take things like that down, we have to take everything down. So I feel like we're better off I think our code somewhat states this. We just really need to make sure we're enforcing it. If you want to have a sign on your own private property, absolutely. That's not anything that we would be dictating, but the public property out here, the rights of way, those areas that get cluttered with just mess. I'm really hoping we can put something a little bit stronger language in the code. I talked to Laura about it, and that way we're just sort of saying none of this on anything but private property. So I don't know for all I know, everyone will think this is a great idea, but I want to throw it out there for discussion before we but it's just is getting,
Well,
especially
we have to look at what our ability to do that is.
our rights of way. I think it says right now, I think our code says we're not supposed to allow them in rights of way. We've just never really enforced it. It's
Probably no municipality has.
some of them are really strict with it. And what they do for the election season is they create a time period that's really strict. So like it cannot go out before this date and they're picked up by this date. So we could do something like that. That will at least give us a time frame. So even if there are sort of like horrible things that people put up, we know they're not going to be there in perpetuity. So that's another way that we could get around it.
Isn't there something in our code about they're supposed to be picked up by a certain amount of times? Time?
We have a weird, like ours is, I think it must have been written a long
Isn't that
time
in
ago.
the election?
No, it's individual municipalities have their own. Yeah.
I've always, you guys are not allowed to touch signs.
I mean, if you think about it.
I
to the
can't
point
do that. Workers and they're not involved in that, and they're, even the areas that we mow, I tell them to stay away from them.
We mow around.
Even if they pick them up and takes a picture of them, now they're involved, and they don't deserve to be involved for trying to do the right thing. It's always twisted, so I advise them to just stay away from them.
That's what I'm saying, like, and really, that's where it's messy. It's not when it's in front of people's homes that it looks terrible, because people are taking care of their own. It's when it's out here. It's just, so, I thought about maybe even putting a message out to the county board, the two county committees, and just sort of saying, this is what we're thinking of doing to get preemptive feedback. But that's what I'm thinking about. Like, especially since, I don't know if Jordan showed you the signs that they pulled off, but. Not great.
Most of the signs gotten picked up that I've seen. There are still some
Yeah,
left.
but not
Usually,
bad. Yeah,
There's department or the building department, they would start calling.
pick 'em up.
Pick your
I
signs
drove
up.
around late yesterday and there was a lot of them that were picked up. So I'm hoping that today will be like kind of the last cleanup day, but sometimes they hang around there for like a week or two.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice that they got picked up so early, but that's the only thing I had.
Anything else for Ray?
Did we talk about closing off the Balltown Road entrance to the soccer fields?
We're gonna take care of
Okay. That's it.
Is it for Ray?
it. Yeah, we brought up in the soccer meeting, and we're gonna do that.
Good job. Just in the
Only
winter,
for the
right?
winter.
In just the winter.
Well, it gives them access, and we repeatedly had vandalism and people driving on the field, so if it can alleviate that. The reason we don't have a problem blocking it off is there's no structures there or anything, so even if emergency vehicles would need to get in there, so we're comfortable doing that. to protect our investment. We don't plow it, but they always find a way to get in there, so, we're just gonna close it out.
Lori,
Alrighty. We finished another successful Socktoberfest. We collected 575 brand new pairs of socks, little lower than last year, but I was also speaking to someone who won last year, for lack of a better term, and she was down 50% as well.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know whether it's this weird time of year, but I think 575 is better than
That's a lot of
nothing.
socks.
Did you
So
bring yours in?
I did.
you did,
You-
yeah.
Witness.
I thought,
That's why I remember. I read it
No,
first.
Bill wrote-
I know that mostly everybody was here for our first annual trunk or treat, and I have to give a huge shout out to Courtney because it was a day that was beyond, like just beyond. We had 8 tables, 11 trunks, food vendors, Annabelle's Pizza, New York City Kettle Corn, Kona Ice, and Broken In Root Beer van. We had generous support from Stewart's, First National Bank of Scotia, Uncle Rico's, Niskayuna Community Foundation, and Reliable Development Consulting. Mr. Pumpkinhead was here again, dancing, and it was a huge head. He's awesome. Fire districts 1 and 2, the Niskayuna Police Department had a haunted walkthrough station, and Devon Wemberly had his giant hamster balls, I think they're called, and kids were beyond having a blast. It was just
I was just waiting for one of them to get.
it was a wonderful day. And then a special thank you to a certain someone who donated pumpkins for pumpkin painting. For Dylan, a 9-year-old boy who is battling cancer. It was just to see a table full of people painting for a cause it was just amazing. So special thanks from him. And we also collected more cans of soup than I have ever seen in my life.
So much soup.
I could not stand still. It was
It was the entire
overwhelming.
back of that pickup
It
truck.
filled
Like,
an
that's the
entire
most food
pickup
cans.
truck.
It's
I
crazy.
tell you, it was very beyond. And I need to really thank Courtney and Ray and his group because without this, it wouldn't have happened. And Mother Nature because the day was just hard. But it was just an amazing day and I got stuff. If you saw our box in the lobby, we are now collecting Toys for Tots. It started November 1st. It's going to end December 12th. And the box will be in the lobby and available during town hall business hours. Tomorrow is the beginning of things in my very own wish tags. I've been getting calls and emails already. So excited. Picked up the tags yesterday. And we are the only site that emails out tags. So last year, we gave out emailed out 951 tags, and 235 were taken from the town hall lobby. And I have no doubt in my mind that we are gonna blow that number out of the water this year. It's just, the need is there. And I think people are willing to help. And I think it's just an amazing thing. So grab your tags. Or I can email you one. Our annual tree lighting is going to be Friday, December 12th from 5 to 6. The Niskayuna High School Choir will be here singing songs. And we will have hot chocolate and candy canes. Thank you to Ray for securing the tree. And this is a live tree that will be planted in our, a live tree that will be replanted in one of our parks in the spring, so. And Parents Night Out, we are once again having, on that same weekend, Parents Night Out is that Saturday, December 13th from 6 to 9 for children ages 4 to 10. The admission is 1 toy for Toys for Tots, and there will be arts and crafts, and we will be showing the movie Elf. Which I'm excited about. Participants are encouraged to wear their pajamas and bring a carpet-friendly snack, and space is limited to 24, and registration opens tomorrow, and we always sell out. And Ski Club, we are once again having our ski club at West Mountain. Registration is open. The program runs from January 9th through February 13th. Julie is always looking for chaperones. They get a free ski ticket. It's a blast. Ride the bus, have a good time. And if anybody's interested, they can contact Julie, Julie Lore. And I'm just gonna jump over one so I can finish mine before Courtney does hers. I want to have a discussion about the Blatnick Park disc golf course.
Yes.
It is becoming harder and harder for Ray's group to maintain this. And there are more complaints that we get because it's not at pristine conditions. And it's something that I don't know if we can sustain. So I'm wondering if it's something that we should think about closing.
I'm getting the same feedback because we're doing this as a sort of mix of the Lomo and the course. And it doesn't work the way that it is.
No.
And we do get a lot of feedback about it. And it's really not mostly Niskayuna residents who are complaining. It's people who use it who don't live in Niskayuna.
Right.
So that was my first thought is if we don't have this like big crew of Niskayuna people using it, we're getting a bunch of pushback, and there's enough people who really just kind of want to keep it low mo. And they're really advocating for that as well.
Right.
And so the folks who are advocating for low mo are sort of saying, if you're not going to maintain it anyway, and people are just going to complain about it, why not just leave it as a low mo area for the birds? And we had a gentleman who came in and gave a presentation about all the wildlife that they see now that they have the low
Well,
mo.
absolutely. Right.
So
And it's a lot of time that's taken up by your crew just trying to maintain it.
One of the challenges is, there's a lot of the disc golf holes that they designed that are in the woods, and them areas are really hard to maintain.
Right.
It's different from mowing a GPS path around the landfill cap. So traditionally what you find is when you start mowing something, it grows faster. You change the grass from a rough type grass that will grow so much and then start to brown out and get burnt out. So when you start maintaining something steadily, it grows faster, it grows differently. And like the holes in the woods are challenging because there's a lot of stumps. They designed them that way to be a challenge where, there's branches in there. So you have to go in there with a DR mower or a weed whacker, and the time is just not there to be able to do it. And one of the issues, like comparison wise for ours compared to everybody else's, is the one through Central Park over here. It's in a park
Yeah.
area where it's always mowed. They've designed it to be right along the walk path, so it's very accessible, very fun. I've gone over there and looked at it, and a lot of the ones that you see are in a park-like setting. So you're there maintaining it regardless, so it makes them more desirable than just some closed off area that's a whole different,
Right.
that almost has to be done as if it was a regular golf course where somebody's dedicated to it and do it. And I mean, there's no set groups with that. It kind of just is people go there and play because they know it's there, and there's no monetary to even
Well, that
justify.
guy came here in the spring.
Yeah, Jeff, he's a good guy.
Right. He came here in the spring, and then he kind of disclosed that he's having a tournament there, which we didn't know about,
No,
right?
not.
And then at that time, that's when we discussed, well, you're gonna be doing those things and making revenue on that, then we need to, take a look at that, right? Because of all the things you're saying, our maintenance costs and our costs to keep this up. Do you know the history of that? Was that put in with grant money? How was
It
that
was.
part?
The
how was that
first nine
part?
was,
The
right?
first night I was put in with grant money. And that's a long time ago.
Yeah. So it's more than just baskets in the area. There's tee boxes,
No,
two
I
tee
know
boxes
that.
per hole. There's signage. There's upkeep. I mean, I'll give them credit, Jeff and the few other individuals. They have, helped maintain. They've gone in, cleared out some branches. we delivered them material, they built some like a stone boxes.
It's just this year, right?
Yeah, the beginning of the year, in the spring, but it was for the tournament.
For the tournament.
So, unfortunately, it's like an event. You can go shine the thing up to have the event, but then you fall behind in finding time to do it, and that's when we get beat up. So, it is a challenge. I mean, they do try to help, but it's not enough to keep it sustainable to where we're constantly getting crushed.
Well, I think we're gonna have to have discussions about this, further discussions, talk to him and talk, because didn't he have a town resident with him also? Wasn't there somebody from the
But what
town?
was interesting is that
Alan.
Alan, yeah.
she was advocating for if we don't have the resources to maintain it, just keep it low. That's why but she was trying to be fair by saying either do it this way or do it that
Right.
way, and we're doing it in somewhere in the middle. And so it's like, it's not, we
So-
have a lot more, since that's been built, how many more parks, fields, facilities have we added? We haven't really added that much more staff.
Right.
So this is like, it's gotta be one way or the
So
other.
I don't think it's a situation of taking away from one and giving to the other. I think the real issue is the time to maintain
Yeah.
and keep it to the standard it should be for play. I really don't think it's an issue. Well, we'll take it from them and give that area to them. I don't see it that
No,
way.
but it's, low mo is exactly how it sounds, which is low maintenance, right? So like, that's
For
obviously.
for a certain part of the year, it's extra more maintenance when everybody's done and
Yeah.
goes along their way. So
I don't know if we try to open this, we have time. It's not like we have to decide tomorrow, so I'm wondering if we want to just kind of open it up to see what kind of feedback we get. I don't know.
Signs.
Basket.
Baskets.
which is not, and quite honestly, at this time of year, you kind of, like Aaron said, you do the pros and cons. And then, springtime. Springtime, you pull them out, if that's the route that we decide to go. There's no maintenance of them in the winter, there's none of that. So there's time, but the dialogue should be started now so that there's not false pretenses in the spring. If it's a thing where we find a way for resources to keep it, or if the cards lay that it needs to be done away with. So
Again,
in all fairness, you have time.
it's about usage. How much really?
That's
how
what
much
I want to know.
usage
And how many
is
are
it
actual
getting?
residents? Like,
Right.
that's another.
And I don't think you have any way of knowing if people sign in and out or.
So they do have busy spurts, but I think one of the reasons people don't go there is because of the negative feeds that they put out there.
Well.
And it's not necessarily complaints to us. There's a lot of it on Facebook and
Oh, yeah.
them groups are like golfers, they're looking for a good golf course, they're looking for a bad golf course. So when they put it out in their groups, they're actually ruining their chances of.
Getting more usage, yeah. I mean, if
They
we were
want us
busy
to
every
keep
day.
it, they're gonna have to lobby to keep it, I guess. is what we're
Yeah,
gonna do with
I-
that. And then they're gonna have to talk to us about these tournaments and how many people they're having and what kind of fees they're collecting for that. And help with the maintaining of it
Well, I'm not sure that that's the answer either.
financially.
Yeah,
We do it with the other sports teams, right?
yeah. I mean, I don't think there's an easy answer, but I think first step is seeing how many residents give us the feedback, like, hey, no, we wanna.
They don't pay anything for fees or anything, so I don't monetarily,
But I think he charges some for that tournament, doesn't he?
Terms of the
Right.
use it as the prize though. Didn't he say he collects money?
He collects money, but then turns around and gives it out as prizes. I don't think they're keeping the money for their
I think there's a
association.
real, I don't think
Yeah.
the organization is like, benefiting
No.
from it. I don't think anyway. I thought that's what I remember. them
Could we
saying.
do like a Google survey or something out to the residents just to get an idea?
Maybe
And
it's a bad idea to do it for a bunch of different things. Like,
Right.
let's get some feedback. Maybe we do it every year, just sort of saying, what do you think about this, that,
Right.
yeah, what do you want to see in the future kind of a thing?
yeah,
It's not a bad idea. Okay,
I agree.
I like it.
Courtney.
Yes. Okay. Hey. So Monday, November 10th, We have our veterans ceremony. We're gonna have it here at the town hall in the town boardroom at 9 a.m. We invite residents, all community members, including veterans, family, anyone that wants to come out and honor the brave. 9:15, 85 students will arrive, and these students will be performing songs that are dedicated to the veterans, and they're also going to be reading some poems, which is nice.
Is that inside?
It's
So if there's accommodations to be made, please give Charlie a heads up, like if the chairs need to be moved or what. Not Monday morning, try to give him a heads up of what.
From VFW, we're in Schenectady, up Union Street, and then Kelly Costello, she's the Veterans Service Officer at Schenectady County, so she's gonna come and say a few things, her experiences and everything. It's gonna be nice.
Was that why Steve McCutcheon was calling?
Yes, so he can't make it, he said he can't be in two places at the same time, so he's gonna send Kelly, and she's gonna.
Great.
And we're happy that Starbucks here in Niskayuna is going to provide all the coffee to everyone, so that was a nice little treat to add. So that should be a nice ceremony. And then the other thing we have is our first annual.
So.
What am I doing? First annual. Roll of Reeds. This year's theme is Niskayuna. So we, Lori sent out a bunch of invites through the mail to businesses and organizations. We got some good responses. So we have 15 weeks coming in.
Which I think is great for a first event.
Yeah. And it's we've asked them to design a wreath which best represents Niskayuna to them. So
This should be hilarious. It's gonna be foreign all over the, you can see it now.
Parents.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
community members being asked to vote on which wreath really represents Niskayuna to them. And then the town board will vote best in show, and winner takes bragging rights.
We put them upstairs.
Downstairs in hopes that we have enough to come upstairs, and if we had enough to go in the boardroom. So like,
Okay.
the
Yeah,
possibilities are endless.
Spread them out.
I think we're like that.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I think it'll decorate the town hall nicely too for the season.
Good job.
Excellent work.
Coming your way. Yes, we're very excited.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go.
I think that's it. Someone's distracting me.
Anything else? Stop it, Lori.
Nothing else for Lori or Courtney?
Nope, no resolutions.
All right, Linda.
Okay. I'm gonna start with some big nuggets on the November calendar, and then I'll let you know. So, just some things to keep an eye out for. Today is the 6th already, and at 12:30, we're gonna be bedazzling totes, and the Albany Barn is coming. And they're gonna be hosting that, and it should be a lot of fun. They're a great group. They're a great organization. They always do the coolest things, and people love it when they come.
I can't believe bedazzling is back. My daughter was doing it the other day. I'm like, what's going
Oh,
on?
it's
I'm
huge
curious
now.
to see what this kind of bedazzling is.
I
'Cause
am
it's
very
always
curious.
morphing into something. So yeah. So we still have our Alzheimer's first Friday of every month. So that's tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have a great representative. She's phenomenal. So if you even just have a couple questions, and even if it's something you don't want to do in a group format, it's fine. Just come. On the back of this, I usually put their number, their contact information, and that's online as well. So, or give us a call and we'll help you through that process. We have blood pressure clinic. That is Tuesday, the 11th, 11 a.m. Again, it's super easy. Just pop in. They're over in the library. It's private. Grab a cup of coffee on your way out, whatever works. St. Peter's Health Partners does that for us. We have Daughters for Hire, which is coming in on Thursday, the 13th, to talk about what they do, which is just a nice little frame of reference for another resource, right?
What do they do?
It's kind of like people who want to stay in their home and need support.
Mhm.
So yeah, and we can't have enough of these things. So yeah, so they're going to come in and tell us, who they are and what they do. Saturday we have an SAS workshop, which is painting on fabric with Maria. Maria is fantastic. It's 10:30 to 2:30. There's a fee, and that's Saturday, lower level at our place. 11 a.m. on the 18th is Alcohol Inc. with Laura Lee. Again, you guys like serious artists, like really talented artists. And she's coming in and she does a great job too. She's a lot of fun. 10:30 a.m. on the 20th, Chris, who's going to be a super popular guy, is coming in to talk about Medicare, and he will be able to answer any questions with the changes that's going on with that. And again, you can, if it's a group, great. And if you want to do it privately, we have plenty of private spaces to have those conversations. So those are some of the big nuggets on the November calendar. And then some other things I wanted to point out was on November 25th, where we have a trip. It's to the Holiday Lights, and it's not the one in Albany. Like we talked about, it's up in Clifton Park. So they're like,
They don't do it anymore, right? Albany doesn't. do it
not the
anymore?
Albany, right? To
That's so
the
sad.
Residents kick back.
They bubbled up.
Yeah.
So they moved the location and we're doing a trip. It's
It's not the first response one, is it?
Is that the one?
I think it is.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And they set up like a little thing. So we'll go up and they have like a little craft and chocolate, and then we get to ride through the lights. So it's 4 to 7. The bus is leaving from the center. It's on program day at 4 o'clock, and that's 11:25. So that is really, I think we filled the bus already. But just in case, it never hurts to call. You never know if somebody runs into a problem or if there's a conflict and a seat opens up. So on 12/14, we're doing the holiday show, right? So that is at Proctor's.
I'll see you there.
It's 1 to 5. Lori will be there and along with us, and we're leaving from the center. It's just a $10 bus. I think we might have one seat left. So Lang's Pharmacy came over the other day. They run this, I don't know if anybody's aware, but they have this prescription program. So if you patron them and you want to keep your prescriptions on file with them, they put together this, it's the sheet, it's like an 8.5 by 11. And it has the days of each month, and they slot all the pills within it. So it's literally like a chiclet. Like you punch out your
wow.
medications for each day. It's a no-brainer. It's super simple. It's super safe, and that's kind of
They're
really great. So they came over and they sat with us for a little while, did the demonstration. So I just wanted to, if anybody has any questions about that, just call us and we'll connect the dots for you. Walmart, they're coming. We're so excited. They're coming back today. They come in and they do glasses. They do eyeglass adjustments for people. That's a big deal. We used to do that before COVID, and it was really popular. So we reconnected with them, and they're coming over. They're going to be excellent. So, Janine, we have this new friend, Janine, who was introduced to us via Tommy over at the Broken Inn, and she's just a wealth of information, and she's very excited and she's very supportive of what we do. So two things are happening on her front, 3 things actually. She's coming in and she is very savvy with cell phones and photographs. And she loves seniors. So she's coming in and she's doing a little class for us in January. So this is a follow-up to a class that we did with Albany Guardian Society several months ago. But we're fine-tuning it for exactly what they want, what they're interested in. And she's going to do that for us. So that's pretty cool. She also has a friend of hers who does this meditative. It's called a sound garden. You've seen the bowls? And then, so we're going to have that as a presentation on the upper level at 11 o'clock. It's in January, but it's just, it's really neat.
That's the music thing. Right?
Yeah. And she creates like a whole meditative platform. It's really neat. So we're very curious about that. And she'll be our guest in January. And then Janine also has a son who works locally with a family, and they do landscape cleanup. A lot of times we get calls around this time of year. Do you know anybody who does driveways? Do you know anybody who just breaks leaves or something? It's pretty simple, but, sometimes we know and sometimes we don't. So, she brought us the name of a fella, a young kid. It's his business. He works with his dad. It's pretty neat. So we like to support that, and it's nice to be able to connect the dots. And we do have the name of another young fellow who is also starting his own business. We've worked with, again, we always recommend to everybody that need to be vetted by you.
Right.
This is not a recommendation. This is just someone who happened to know, or they've come in and given us their information. But if you're not comfortable, don't do it. If you are, let us know.
With that,
Please,
we
please.
always recommend that you get them.
Yeah.
So anytime, because we
Yeah.
can't give specific names, but if we have an idea or somebody that we know, we don't recommend them, we say, these are the type of people that do it, I would recommend that you get more than one price, just to help people out.
So that's happening, this year for our December meal, our holiday meal rather, we kind of, instead of doing two, which seems to be overkill, especially because people are so busy during the holidays, we do one big celebratory meal. And it's in between, Thanksgiving and all of the December holidays, the winter holidays. So we're doing it December 11th. It's gonna be at the Turf Tavern. Right now we have about 30 people.
nice.
We'll probably cap it at 35, and if anybody's interested, give us a call. We'll probably start collecting that. They're very nice to work with down there, so we're hopeful this will be the first time. So, and I think that's it. So, yeah. A lot, yeah.
But Linda, they Bob gave a list with the bus. We tried to address everything on that list.
It's funny about the heat. He came right in.
So the heat that worked the year before that never worked last year, it was hooked up from the factory. Oh, never, it never. So when they went to fix it and found that it was never hooked up, and it has something to do with the upfitting when they take that cabin chassis and make it into a bus. It's not run by electric. It's literally run off of your heating and cooling lines off of your radiator. So, it's a Mercedes. We jumped through hoops to find these special fittings, and we kind of found out maybe why it was never hooked up, because when we tried to get information on how to hook it up, nobody knew. And so dealership, the ones who put the bodies on, they really couldn't get a lot of info. So they did get that up and running. I know Bob had some concerns that he wrote, which
He only did it, he does it, he's very thorough. I love this.
normally will come in and give us a verbal. He turns in a all the time. I know he was going away, so he did a nice little draft to me explaining everything, and that if we could get it taken care of, very informational, very thorough, very helpful.
Good.
So
He
They-
said so it's just very much.
Yeah.
The big buckets do, and they do their paces, so he's a good partner.
yeah,
We.
very good. He's
came right
he's a pleasure to deal with, and we appreciate him for what he does. And I think we addressed everything on there. So I'm thank him from us.
You guys had to figure out how to put it together.
Oh my God.
Nobody is.
No, even they went over to Keeler and asked the service techs, and they were like, I don't know. We don't really do that. So it just makes it a challenge.
Yeah.
But the guys did figure it out.
That's
So,
awesome.
and that's working. So
Thank you very
you're welcome.
much. People in November and December.
Thank you, Toasty.
Yeah.
All right, anybody have anything else? Next meeting is on the 4th at 8 AM. Everybody okay with that?
I love 8 AM meeting.
You're used to it. You can do 6:30.
30 it is.
Motion to adjourn,
Motion.
second,
Second.
all those in favor, adjourn. Everybody.
We.
Yeah, Courtney.